Thank you, Diana. And welcome everyone to our first episode of Connector Corner. This is a new series that's all about pre-built connectors, their capabilities, key features, and the role they might play, the connectors that is, as part of an automated workflow. So the plan is always to start with what we call the connector catalog from integration service, and then spotlight this episode's connector and a particular use case. And today, that's UiPath Microsoft Teams connector. And we'll discuss how Microsoft Teams powers automation and collaboration. In addition to Diana, who you've already heard from, our community marketing manager, and myself, we have the product manager for the Microsoft Teams connectors, who's about to join us, and who also, by the way, is today's demoer-in-chief. That said, it's my pleasure to now introduce Agnihotri.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks, Charlie, for the introduction. Great. I'll just get into that directly. What we are trying to release in the upcoming month for Microsoft Teams, and the main use cases which our customers and the users will be able to use or automate their entire use cases with the help of Microsoft Teams, which is going GA on October 15th. So who does this help mainly? Microsoft Teams, as you know, just like any organization who has Microsoft suite of application, Microsoft Teams is one integral part of collaboration strategy of any of their suite of applications. And it goes hand in hand, and it integrates well with other Microsoft systems like Outlook, okay, and SharePoint, and so on and so forth. Now, this particular connector is for everyone who has Microsoft Teams, who use Microsoft Teams every day. There are like a ton of use cases which you can achieve. If I just talk about the two which are present in the slide, that is sales and customer support, you can easily find there are 10 to 15 processes which you can automate just using this one connector and integrating with other suite of applications which we have in our catalog integration service. Who else can benefit from this connector? RPA developers, center of excellence, even semi-technical users who doesn't have that much of knowledge about the APIs or the technical aspects of Microsoft Teams. We are releasing Teams in such a way that even a business user who is just aware of their team name, channel names, and user email, they will be able to send message, they will be able to automate, they will be able to create channels, and also integrate it with many ton of applications like Jira or Salesforce or Slack or any of the other Microsoft suite of applications which you might have. Currently, MS Teams is already available in Studio Desktop, and you can also automate MS Teams using UI automation. With this release, we are also enabling Microsoft Teams in Studio Web. That means you don't have to install Studio Desktop. You don't have to worry about the entire intricacies of UI automation. All you have to do is go to the Studio Web, just drag and drop whatever activity is of your interest, and just automate it without much hassle. RPA developers, business users, as I already said, you can use these activities without even referencing the Microsoft documentation. So the main competitive advantage which we are bringing with this connector is ease of use, lookups, interactive lookups, and also more better user guidance, including the documentations. Like some of the customers, they came to us with, why this scope is needed, why, what is the permission this is enabled, or what activities are using this scope or permission. So all those things we have taken care of, and we are also releasing those interactive like documentation user guides along with the connector. Okay, so what I was saying is the main features which we are releasing this time there are some more curated activities which we are releasing on Studio Web. There are like 7 new curated activities which we are which have added on the connector just for the ease of use. And you also can achieve a ton of use cases like doing backup of your messages from channels or from chats, or retrieving the team by name before you have to use the ID. But as we understood that ID is very tedious for a non-technical user, we are providing you more curated activities which will help you just input your names, the team name, the channel name, and you'll be able to send or automate your processes with Microsoft Teams. Also, we are enhancing certain activities which are already existing. Some of those who you have already used maybe in the previous versions of the packages, they have been enhanced to be more user-friendly. I'll be showing you in the demo what kind of features we have added. And some of the key use cases, now Microsoft Teams has a ton of use cases because it's all about collaborations. Collaboration can be between any teams, between any departments, or intra-department or intra-team. But some of the use cases which you can achieve currently with the connector is in front of you. So taking some Q notes, like sending MS Team message to sales team channel whenever a new lead or account or an opportunity gets created in Salesforce. So integration of CRM with MS Teams. Delivering, or whenever a quarterly deliverable, like say if there is an important feature which you are releasing and you need daily updates or maybe even hourly updates, you have certain activities like reply to message, which will help you post any new comment or any new update on your channel where every one of you are available as a notification. Whenever a document gets signed in DocuSign, or say whenever a new joinee joins, you have a way to integrate now and send a message to the sales and HR team. Same goes for customer support, sending notifications whenever a customer request comes into your system, like an ITSM, Jira, or Zendesk, or whenever a new hire joins a sales and marketing department, and adding them into their respective teams, groups, and channels. Okay. This is the use cases, and one of the use cases which I'm going to present today is this. It is a use case in ITSM, very commonly used or very commonly encountered use case where whenever a customer support request comes into the system, maybe Salesforce, or in this case, we are taking Jira as an example. Whenever a customer report comes, customer request comes, one challenge, at least in my teams or in the work which I have always seen, is how to collaborate or how to make the resolution faster. That happens when the reportee as well as the assignee are directly interacting day to day and trying to resolve the question or the solution. They are trying to present a solution in day-to-day one-on-one calls or one-on-one messages. So this use case helps there. So what I'm going to do in front of you is just I'm going to run a system, run a robot, attended robot, which will take an issue which got created in Jira, that is a customer support request. It creates a temp channel. It invites the assignee. It also invites the reporter. And it sends you the introductory message that, hey, there's a customer request. Please use this channel for collaboration. And so on and so forth. Whatever details you want to add, you can add. So let's get on with the demo. I'm using our newest product in our portfolio, Studio Web, because I want to show the ease of use, which you can now use MS Team Connector as well as activities with. So in Studio Desktop, as you know, you had to install the package. You also have to choose the correct version of the package. And, there were also a ton of configuration which you had to do. That all is gone now. In Studio Web, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just click the plus button, search for Microsoft Teams, and that's it. You will be getting all the activities which is available in your portfolio right now. So these are the ton of activities which we have now. I'm using the first activity which I'm using is the Jira trigger. So this trigger, what it does is whenever an issue or a ticket gets created in Jira, which is our ITSM system for this demo, I will be retrieving the Jira details, including the assignee and the reporter details. And I'll create a support channel, invite both of them to that channel, and send a channel message. That's it. Nothing rocket science. It's a simple use case. So to do this, the first thing which I need to do is create a ticket. So I'm using my sandbox environment. I'm just creating a demo ticket with a high priority. So let me select this as a bug. People who are aware of Jira, they might be able to relate to whatever I'm doing. Otherwise, you can relate it to any ITSM like ServiceNow also. So I'm giving you a temporary ticket, say like customer support for, let's say, integration service. Okay, so this is my subject. I don't need to give anything else for the demo. I'm just giving this as a highest priority as it's a customer request for us. And my assignee will be local or my team member. For example, here I will be using my demo account. So I'll say IS Sandboxes, which is my demo account for this demo. And I'm also, I'll be the reporter. So I'm giving my name, Akshay. Okay, and that's it. I don't need to give any other details. This is enough for the demo, and I'm just going to create the bug. Okay, so my bug got created. So this is my issue, which got reported in my ITSM system. So in the real time, what it does is this issue triggers that automation. But for the demo purpose, I'm just running this manually. So what it does is the event trigger. Please remember the event, the ticket number, because this will be also available in our channel. 20798 is my ticket number. So once I trigger, or this in real time, this we don't have to do anything. And a robot will trigger this automation, but just to showcase each step, I'm doing it manually. So once the event generates, it triggers the event. I'm using get issue, which helps me retrieve all the issue details. I don't have to give any variable because it automatically allows me to configure or select the variable which is of my interest. I'll discuss each and every step, but just to showcase this workflow ran successfully. But before showing the end result, let me just explain to you what exactly has happened. So as I said, in the get issue, I get all my details, including the assignee and all. So I'm just using the Microsoft Teams activity called create channel, where I can select a team from my dropdown like this. So there's an autocomplete feature which has been enabled on team. And once I have selected a team, I can also directly give any, whatever the channel name you want to give. In this case, I'm giving the ticket number as the channel, support the ticket number. And this is my description. The second activity which I'm also demoing here is the invite assignee to channel. So any channel. So another thing which you'll notice different from the previous versions of MS Team is you have now a lookup for channel. So here, if I just say type gen, I will get my auto-completed record. That is general. So whatever channel is available in your team, just type the first 3 letters and you'll get an auto-complete record. So this was not available in the previous version. This has been implemented just for the ease of use so that you don't have to worry about channel IDs anymore. And as I've already configured my channel from my previous step, all I'm going to do is say use variable. And from the create support channel, just pass this channel ID just with a button click. That's it. So my channel which got created in the previous step is just been added without even declaring any variables. So that helps. That is the ease of use which you can achieve using Studio Web. The user email, if you know the email of the person, in this case, we are taking the user email from the ticket information which you have here. And from there, I'm getting the assignee email. I'm also getting the reporter email. Okay. And finally, the last step of our demo is to just send a channel message, which is the channel which I created. I'm just saying, hello, so-and-so, which is my assignee. There's a customer request. We have a customer request with the summary. Please use this channel for further collaboration. So as I've already run my automation, let me show you the end result. So this is my Microsoft Teams. This is the support ticket. If you remember correctly, I have this 20798 is the ticket number, right? So that's the same ticket, which is the channel name. And this is my message. And also, if you see the channel members, you'll find both the assignee as well as the reporter. Assignee is Sandbox, reporter is myself. So this is the one single use case which you can achieve using MS Teams. But there are tons of others. We don't have time to showcase all. But yeah, you get the idea how simple it is now to do this. And MS Teams is going GA in October 15th, as I showed in the slide. And yeah, I'll be very happy to address any questions or anything which you want me to discuss more. Feel free to ping me or feel free to even message on the group chat. Back to you, Charlie.
Great demo. We're going to go to the Q&A. And the other piece of this is that we want to share some information with you. We have a blog that you might find of interest. Please take a snapshot now of the code below. We also have, of course, a website, but there's also another demo you can look at, which highlights 4 different connectors, starting with Salesforce to ServiceNow to OpenAI and Slack. Not the Slack we're going to show you in the near future, but Slack nonetheless. Now we have questions for you. I know we're in our Q&A, but we'd like to ask you a couple of questions. So the first question is, given that this is our debut of this particular series, what pre-built connectors would you like to see in action for upcoming Connector Corner presentations? If you're familiar with the Connector catalog, you can certainly do us a favor and take one from that. But we're also very interested in connectors that you may not know at this point whether they're in there or not. So we now have in the chat box a link to that question and also another question. And that one is something a little more broad. What type of pre-built connector use case is required for your next automation? So the connector catalog can be divided up, and we don't have every category here, but certainly, AI, popular right now, collaboration. We were talking about collaboration in this particular presentation, content document management, and so on. So please just take a moment to fill those out, but to keep the spirit of momentum going here. While you're looking at those 2 questions, let me ask you a question, Akshay. So this came to mind. Right now, we have a Zoom connector, which we at some point could highlight in the near future. But there are examples of using Zoom to create online meetings within an automation. So then the question is this something that also Microsoft Teams will be able to do as far as the connector is concerned?
Thanks, Charlie, for the question. Great question. Yes, we are targeting the online meetings use case also, but it is going to come in the second release, which is happening on 24.1. So in this GA release, which is happening on October, we are mainly releasing the collaboration use cases, including the channel, chats, messages, members of a channel, and all those things. The online meetings is also being scheduled, and it will be available for all customers by 24.1, along with the MS Teams events with the online, like Zoom, which you have in our catalog already.
Thank you. And I would like to ask, in addition to putting questions in the chat, if someone wants to jump in, unmute themselves, and start dialoguing about a particular question, we're really up for that as well. Here's a question that was that came up early on, Akshay, or as early as a half hour can be, and the way it's expressed. So, do we have a bi-directional thing going on with Microsoft Teams, the connector? In other words, if can someone trigger a UiPath activity workflow from the Teams chat?
Right now for this release, no, but as I said, for 24.1, you will be able to do even that. So whenever a chat message is posted or a channel message is posted, you will be able to trigger an automation, including even set up a simple chat bot, which we are also releasing with the online meetings use case. So we just wanted to release this basic version for the GA because there was a ton of use cases which could be achieved using this. But events, as I am also aware that we are having a lot of use cases and usage for MS Team events. So that's the second most high priority thing which we are also working on. But 24.1, you should be having even that enabled on the connector.
Great. And again, we're coming towards the near end of the presentation, but there's still time for additional questions, and also certainly time to jump in, as I was saying earlier, and have a conversation with us. So just to review, Akshay, what event triggers will Microsoft Teams support, and will they be available in this release?
Not with this release, but for 24.1 release, it will be available. Initially, we are enabling 3 events. That is, whenever a message is posted to channel, whenever a new chat is created, and whenever a keyword or a user is mentioned in a message in a channel. So the new chat created can also be used to set up a simple chatbot. Like suppose if you want to automate sending messages whenever a customer sends a message to a bot, you will be able to automate that and give a simple chatbot functionality. But these 3 events which we are targeting for 24.1, but I'll be very happy to know if the users and my audience, they have some more requests, and we can definitely incorporate that also.
And one question is that just popped in. Where can I find the details of the functionality that is coming up in GA?
Okay, so we have a documentation which we are also updating for Microsoft Teams. Right now, again, it will be released along with the release notes of when the GA will be available. So the details and functionality in preview, right now we don't have a document, but it will be released as soon as the connector is in production.
Great. All right. Thank you very much. And that was Vikram, and perhaps we can put his email in the queue for an alert. And also one last thing, turning the tables, we're interested in the types of use cases that you might be thinking about in terms of these connectors. Obviously, today's is Microsoft's Team connector. So if you have thoughts on that, our product manager, Akshay, is really interested in hearing about that. Here's another question. Let's see if I can get this correct. Going back to bi-directional communication, are you planning generative AI to create new conversations and perform actions?
Yeah, that is a concept which we are trying to introduce using a feature called Wingman. So the Wingman feature or the functionality is to do exactly that, where the generative AI will suggest you what are the new steps which you can follow in creating a workflow, or even say what kind of event will be suggested in, say, if you have a use case like, say, CRM, what all the events or what all the templates you have, and what kind of steps you can add to a workflow. All those things, we have the Wingman concept, and that will help you do some suggestive or user guidance, which it will provide you in Studio Web also. And it is, I believe it's planned in the next year, again, 24.4 roadmap. You will definitely see a very big announcement happening for Wingman. And it will be applicable not only for Microsoft Teams, but for all connectors and all the activities which you are seeing on Studio Web, and also maybe Studio Desktop.
Well, that's a great answer to end on. I want to thank Akshay and Diana for making this possible, and for everyone who attended today. If you have additional comments, please put them in the chat as we say goodbye, or just contact us, because we're really interested in the input of our integration service users and people who have a passion for pre-built connectors. Thanks again till next time, and we'll let you know when. Bye-bye.
Thank you.